Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 30th of June. With McShane, we're reading through the Gospel of Matthew, today chapter 10. Jesus is about to send the 12 out, and he's warning them that things will be a bit difficult and they will face opposition. But from verse 40, he says, "Anyone who welcomes you welcomes me, and anyone who welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Whoever welcomes a prophet as a prophet will receive a prophet's reward. And whoever welcomes a righteous person as a righteous person will receive a righteous person's reward. And if anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones who's my disciple, truly I tell you, that person will certainly not lose their reward." And as I read that, I thought, what a wonderful picture of generosity, of providing for, of welcoming, of looking after. And so often we think that generosity will be marked by greatness. And we tend to think that, if I'm going to give, I will clothe the person, I will feed them, I will buy them a food hamper that lasts them a week, and then God will see and reward. Jesus says, no, if you give even a cup of cold water, God sees and rewards. And that means that God sees the little things we do, the small little things, the almost inconsequential things, the things that are of little account in the eyes of the world. God sees that, he notes it, and he rewards it. And so for me, that's an encouragement to live generously, to do what we can. Don't get hung up about what we can't do, because there's so many things that need to be done, but we can't do them because of our limited resources, limited abilities. But that doesn't mean we do nothing. We get on and we do what we can, and those little things add up and make a huge difference. God sees and rewards. And I was thinking, as I was pondering this, that particularly today, where we have these marches around the country, xenophobia lived out on the streets. That's not generous. That's not living generously. That's not the kind of behavior that Jesus encourages here. In fact, it's the very opposite. And inevitably, if you shut the doors and batten down the hatches and don't give and keep for yourself, you're like that wealthy man in the parable who hoards for himself and doesn't benefit. Instead, Jesus says, give, and it will be given to you. And so we need to live generously, even in the small things. And certainly the protesters have reason to protest because of a failing health system, a stretched health system, failing education, scarcity of jobs. But it's not the foreigners who are to blame for that. They probably create more jobs than they take. But we need to look at where corruption and nepotism and all those political issues have robbed the country of what people should be enjoying, and the promises of the Freedom Charter and the optimism of the fall of apartheid, which hasn't come through, not because of foreigners, but because of corrupt leadership. And we need to hold them accountable and live generously with the people who have come here looking for help. So it's an encouragement to us to look to God, do the little things, knowing that God sees and God rewards. And we are blessed.